Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Pope, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because he completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talk. I feel
Keep it in a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
Family. Hope all is well. I'm blurry for some reason. There you go. Family, what's going on, man? Everybody in the chat already, man. Kane fan Zeke, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you, man. Jay Singh, as always, man. Last year we got pancakes. This year we got bacon. What's next? So, hey, man. Listen, we got the edit. We got the edit. My man Poke put it out, and I'm about to post it right now. But you thinking just like us, Jason? C Smooth, what's good, my brother? What up? What's going on, man? So listen, yeah, everybody alluded to it. You know, Benny is a boss now. He has a meeting. He gotta, get his staff straight and all that. So he'll hop on when he can. He just pushes us to the side. Poke is doing Poke things, lifting up fire trucks and things like that. And CB is CBing. So I'm here dolo for a minute. I hope everyone is well. It's a Wednesday night, halfway through the week. We've made it. And we got a 2 for 2 yesterday. Let's discuss legacy Canon Pickett in the fold. Now, a lot of people knew this was happening. He flirted with Clemson. He was flirting with Florida a little bit, but at the end of the day, he stays home, and we get a fantastic interior O-lineman. Again, Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal, building the trenches. That's how you win championships. You look at any team throughout history, the trenches were the trenches. So he's building the trenches, man. Canon Pickett, about 6? Some people say 6'4", some people say 6'5". Let's go with his league height, right? Let's go with 6'5", and maybe he's still growing. I would imagine he's still growing. He's only 16, so going into the senior season. About over 300 pounds already, 320. Think he's like a composite high 3-star, low 4-star maybe. But on his team, he's the best lineman on his team, so he's playing left tackle. But I think he projects as a guard at the next level. Coach Cristobal, Coach Mirabal will get him right, man. Love to see it. He's going to be on campus with his brother. Wish his cousin was with him, but we're not gonna talk about that. Artsy, appreciate you. Yes, it was good to see CB back. Loved it, man. I was smiling all night. It's my little guy right there, man. I like the pickup solid. Yeah, absolutely. And you build depth along the O-line, man. You need that. You gotta have that, man. We've been fortunate to have our O-line mostly intact for most of the seasons. I think Jalen Rivers was out for a couple of weeks last year, but we had Markel Bell who stepped in and had, he had a rough time early, but he settled in real nice. You had Matt McCoy out there. Ryan Rodriguez got hurt against Florida first game of the season. But again, Matt McCoy, Markel Bell, and I don't see a difference this year. You know, let's say Markel Bell starts at left guard. Then you have Ryan at left guard. Sampson, listen, Pancake should be ready. He should be ready this season, man. He should be ready to step in. And, you know, you guys, we have backups, freshmen, young guys that have been there since January. You know my motto. Like I say it all the time on here, man. You've been there 8 months. You ready to play ball. Let's go. You've been playing ball all your life. You've been in college, in the college weight room for almost a year. You ready to play ball if you need to play ball. You know, so I can say comfortably, right? We should be at least 8 deep. Ryan Rodriguez or Matt McCoy, whoever is not starting. Pancake. You got Bruno. You know what I mean? So, and some young guys. You should be at least 8 deep on the O-line. So love it. Our other commit, Tyson Bacon. You know what I mean? Tyson Bacon. First of all, I just want to look at this offer sheet. Tyson Bacon from Hoover, Alabama, 6'3", about 260. He plays in. I watched his film today. Yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy about that, man. Composite 4-star. Offer sheet. Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Colorado, Georgia Tech, Michigan, Missouri, The Ohio State, South Carolina, like USC, you know, the big boys offered. So, you know, that's what we look at over here, man. It's not about the stars and what, you know, these ranking guys do. Salute to them because they work hard. But, man, that offer sheet is crazy. My guy, man. My guy. Salute to Flo and the Flo team. Yo, listen, man, when you listen in the Flo, donate. Donate, man, so he can run his NIL, man, and give the young men, you know, some loot. Not that they're not already getting loot, but you know, he still helps out, man. He always has a couple young men that he rocks with every year. So when you listening to Miami Flow, man, you know, donate so he can help out. Kane fan Zeke. I live out near that part of Alabama. If Banner wants a kid from there, he goes there. So to get this kid is Matt for real. I hear you. It's like what's the running back from last year, y'all, from Alabama? My guy, Kevin Riley. When he committed, man, I was so happy, man. And Alabama just came in and took him. So I don't know if this is a similar situation. You know, I hope Tyson Bacon stays committed, signs with us on signing day, but you know, this is a big pickup, man. Like, there's no way to slice it. Tyson Bacon is going to be a problem, you know, in the vein of Ruben Bain. We rhyming out here. In the vein of Ruben Bain. Yeah, he's a Ruben Bain type, a bigger edge. Yeah, so, you know, fantastic pickup. And again, man, the trenches, the most important part of your team, the trenches. You have to build those trenches in high school because the transfer portal is expensive, brother. To bring in a major D tackle is expensive. To bring in a major tackle, offensive tackle, is expensive. They know their worth, you know. So, You got to build it. High school, young D tackles. We got Justin Scott. We got Octavius Jones. We got Armando Blunt. You know, he grows into a full-time D tackle. You know, we have to continue to recruit that position, because if we're going to get QBs out the portal or corners out the portal, we can't get everything. You know, we can't do everything. So, Last Kings, how do you think we do this year, man? You know, we'll discuss that. Last Kings, man. I mean, you know, we'll discuss that. We'll break that down. You know, just off the rip, I'm not going to give a records prediction, but I think we do. I'm going to say it like this. I think we make it to Charlotte. I think we're in the ACC championship. Definitely think that. But I think that every year. So, you know. But so people on commit watch right now, right? There's a lot of people talking spicy online right now. People who just left, you know, they're looking at the two commitments. You got another old lineman, Breck Koloje. Some people are saying Koloje. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. Breck Koloje. Breck K. He's somebody we're hoping makes that commit soon. I believe he's going to Georgia this week. So similar to the Jackson Cantwell situation, I think it's actually a very similar situation where in his mind, he's like, yo, I like Miami, man. I like Miami, but I want to see what Georgia has to offer. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. I just want to take that trip. Nothing wrong with it at all. So hopefully he goes, sees what it looked like, and then he follows his heart and commits to Miami. We also had who do we have? Hezzy Kent was on campus. Tight end. Some look at him as an old lineman, but we're recruiting him as a tight end. There's a lot of pessimism around that recruitment. You know, like he's a lock to Florida with, you know, with Coach Cristobal, nobody's ever a lock anywhere. You know, so Hezzy Kent, you know, I know the staff wants him bad. I think it's going to be a fight to the end. You know, Izzy Briggs, that's right, Chi-Town Kane. Izzy Briggs, that's another tight end. That's the flex tight end. You know, that's the Arroyo tight end. And you know, he's close. He's close. We thought a few weeks ago that he was going to pop soon, but that hasn't happened yet. But you know, perhaps this trip locks him in. You know, I think he has a lot of options, but he's a West Coast kid, so something might be pulling at his strings, you know, back home. But we shall see. Who else was on campus? The other DT. What's the other DT's name? Bryce Perry, right? Right. I think he's a DN. He's a DN, a bigger DN as well. Another Ruben Bain type, if you wanna call it that. And again, he's talking spicy too. He's talking like he may want to jump on board. You know, but he has, I think Clemson is a major player for him. But you know, hey, he's liking what he sees, and again, he just came off a visit, just like everybody else who comes off a visit, and they're excited. They see the campus. They're in Miami for the weekend. They're eating good. They're seeing some mommies outside. You know, is everybody, you know, So we shall see. This weekend, we have, let me pull up the list real quick. Are they still doing 12 team players again? I'm going back to how it used to be. No, they're doing the 12 team Last Kings. I know they were talking about 16 teams, which I hope they do not go to. 12, I think, is a good number. 12 is a good number. I hope they stay at 12. I did forget to talk about James Johnson. How I forget that? How did I forget that? James Johnson, man. Oh, this is gonna be a battle. I think this is gonna be a Florida-Miami battle, man. And I hope James Johnson jumps on board, man. To me, he's a problem in there. 6'2, 6'3, 280, 290 right now. Yeah, he's one of those. So, that's gonna be a battle down to the wire. My guy, my favorite, one of my favorite recruits in the cycle reaffirmed his commitment. That's Jordan Campbell. That's a linebacker. Watched him in the Under Armour game, flying around, hitting people. I'm glad he's in the fold. Devin Jackson, that's another one. He decommitted from Florida a while ago, and we thought it was going to be, a seamless flip here because he has the relationship with the DB coach that came from Florida. I forgot his name. Sorry about that. Terrible with names. But he's had a lot more love since the decommit. So I think it's going to take a little while longer. But he's cool with Seatbelt Waters. He's cool with Jalen Waters. So hopefully, they can collab and he can decide to come in with his homie. Yeah. So this week, and I'm looking at on 3, so I'm sure, this is not a final list. I haven't gotten the final list yet. But we do know Calvin Russell's coming. Coach Will Harris, you're right. Thank you. I appreciate it. We do know Calvin Russell's coming. Local 305 guy. His mom broke records here at Miami. He's the receiver we traditionally don't keep home. He's the receiver that goes to Ohio State, that goes to Alabama, goes to Georgia, wherever, traditionally. So what's going to happen here? There's been buzz around Syracuse for him. Now, that's been quiet for a little while. So I don't know if that's fizzled out or whatever, but, he received the basketball offer from Ja Lucas. Look at my dude, man. Flying. So you see that? While he's looking, instead of popping in, he just going, nah, Poke. Ben will be on, man. Your guy will be on. He has a meeting right now. He'll be on. Thank you, though. I appreciate the concern. Yeah, but Calvin Russell, man. So whether there's been a debate, I posed the question, Tristan Keys, Calvin Russell. Tristan Keys, Calvin Russell. Both of them. Give me both of them. But more impactfully, I think Calvin Russell is more of an impact for Miami than getting Tristan Keys locally, just for the look. Again, the aesthetics. You lose another homegrown receiver to an out-of-state school. It's like, damn, again. And then you get an out-of-state guy to come here. It just looks funny in the light. It looks funny, man. Like, keep losing those guys. So, you know, hopefully Calvin Russell, hopefully they can lock him up. Hopefully they can make him feel good. Hopefully they can do what they need. You know? So who else? Izzy Briggs, the aforementioned Izzy Briggs is coming. You know, he's from California, 6'6", 200-pound receiver. You know, so he's a tight end. I'm sorry, flex tight end. So he's a big one for Miami. Coach Woody, you know how he doing tight end recruiting. So I think this is more of a lock him down trip. You know, I think Arizona State is sniffing around trying to keep him out there, but I think once he gets on campus, and I think it's a wrap. I think he's going to get locked down this weekend. If I had to pick one person from this week that I think will pop, it's Izzy Briggs. It's Izzy Briggs, definitely. Jay Singh, there's no but, Joe. Ohio State stacks wide receivers with no consideration of others, and I feel we need to. Yeah, that's no doubt. That's no doubt, man. Again, we can't lose that local. We can't continue to lose that local talent, man. We can't do it. It just looks bad, and it's not to say that, you know, that doesn't mean we're not good recruiters or we're not gonna. I'm saying Miami. It's not saying that KB is on a hot seat, you know, because he can't lock down one of those receivers. He's gonna still get good receivers, and he's gonna develop them and all that. But this is year after year, man. They were close with JJ last year. They were close. We all know the stories. You know, we all know the story. Hayes Fawcett had his edit ready for Miami, but that changed. So some of those battles have to start swinging this way. Some of them have to, man. So we didn't get the best receiver, but we probably got the second best receiver in Florida, right? We got JoJo, you know. So Calvin Russell, though, yeah, gotta get him. You know, someone no one's talking about, Jay Lamar, man, from Colquitt County, Georgia. That's Nye Carr's cousin. You know, he's a good back, man. He's a good back, but nobody's talking because we got Javion Mallory in the mix, and Derek Cooper is who we want to lock up. But I think by all accounts they'll bring in 3 because you're gonna most likely lose one this year. Mark Fletcher's probably gone. You bought in the transfer Brown. Jordan Lau will probably have one more year, keeping it a buck. Like, Jordan Lau plays this year, gets busy. This is sophomore year. Next year, he's probably gonna, you know, be the lead back, and he probably, you know, is gone. So, you know, you got to build that room. My guy Polk, biggest thing I see is that they are targeting wide receivers. Oh yeah. You know, you gotta, those traits, man, like height and size. Height and weight is good at receiver, but you got to be able to be more than a one-dimensional guy. We had a guy who was big, man, but he was like, he only did one thing. What's the kid that caught like 2 game winners, man? I think it was in 2017. Georgia Tech, he caught the one off his chest, fell to the ground, caught it, and then the Florida State game winner. I forgot his name, but he was big, and he was just the one-on-one guy. You know, he served his purpose as that, but other than that, you know. But these guys are big. Tristan Keys, Calvin Russell, Darrell Langdon. Yup, Darrell Langdon, man. Darrell Langdon. He was big, man. He was a big dude, and he was the 50-50 guy. You know, you throw it up, he was most likely going to come down with it. But that was his skill set right there. And there's nothing wrong with that. He was a specialty guy. And again, he won us 2 games that year that we probably should have lost. But yeah, Tristan Keys, Calvin Russell, Josh Moore, who was in last year's class, those guys have size and can run routes. You know, so they can run a quick slant, they can run it out, you know, and they can also go deep. They can also win those 50-50 balls. So we got to start getting those guys, man. The last guy, and I keep saying, the last guy like that we had, you know, his career got short. Amon Richards, man. That was my guy. The best receiver we've had, in my opinion, in the last, I don't know, 10 years, whatever, however long. Amon Richards. But yes. So another big weekend coming up. Oh yeah, Zion Robinson. Hold on. Sleeping on this kid. I think, is this the there's a Tennessee commit that's coming. I don't know if this is him. But Zion Robinson from Texas, 6'2", 180. No, 6'2", 160 it says, but I think he's those height and weights are always wrong. Jay 6'2", 170, whatever he is. But Texas kid, so he's most likely fast. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Texas, Florida, fast. You know, that's another guy. That's another receiver, man, that, you know, we could use. Jermichael Garrett, linebacker from Alabama. Again, he's committed to Auburn, but we keep digging into that state. We keep digging into that region. Alabama, Mississippi. It's hard to get in there because that's SEC country, no doubt. And although Alabama, people will say Alabama's still not Alabama. Maybe they've lost a little luster since Coach Saban is gone, but it's still Alabama, and it's still hard to go into their territory and get who we want, get who they want. So it looks like we keep trying to get into Alabama, man. We made headway. We got Cole McConaughey out of Alabama. He was wanted by multiple programs. Cameron Bobby Pruitt definitely wanted by multiple programs. So we're making our way down there, man. Tyson Bacon, another one. Jay, what up, man? Cody, what's going on, brother? Happy Wednesday. Hump day. I want Tristan Keys and Jay Smith. No doubt, Jay. You know, hopefully, man, we can get a big time, you know, receiver to come through. Hopefully. All right, who else we got? Blake Stewart from Georgia. I think he's cool with Jontavius Wyman. Safety. 6'1", 6'2", about $180. Good size, man. Good player. Consensus 4-star, I believe. You know, I think Clemson is maybe a leader in that battle, but again, you know, Clemson does their once a year official visits where they bring everybody in, and if you don't commit coming out of that, you know, who knows? So he's not committed. So who knows? You know? And then we have some commits on campus, man. Reese Woodrow, JJ Sparks coming through. So We'll see, man. But definitely headlined by Calvin Russell this week, man. I think the full court press is going to be on Calvin Russell. He's been on campus several times, so I don't think there are any surprises there. You know, he's basically just home, but I think they're just going to pull out all the stops, man. I think they're going to, you know, probably have some legends walking around on campus talking to him. You know, and just tell him, you know, why he needs to stay home, man, and what we're trying to do. Run with Darion Coleman, run with Luke Nickel, and let's get this going. Heart of Sports, what's going on? Jay Firman, you ain't lying. Ain't heard nothing on Jace. His recruitment been quiet as hell, but he might be the most explosive receiver in this class. Yeah, Jace is a problem, man. Jace is a problem, and it has been quiet. You're absolutely right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to get something on him because, yeah, I haven't heard anything. Yeah. All right, let's hear from Canesware real quick. We'll get back and discuss more Canes football.
Welcome to Canesware.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Canesware has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at canesware.com. Canesware, the spot Miami fans shop.
Canesware, can't wait to get back down there, man. Listen, get online, order your stuff at Canesware. They'll have it to you expeditiously. You know what I mean? Or you can just order it, you know, deliver it to the store and go pick it up. Canesware has everything you need, man. Willie Diamonds, Willie, Kansas City. What's going on out there, man? Did you go to the Yankee game last night? And it was the Yankee game because you saw what happened. You saw what happened at the K. It was a beating, but, you know, baseball is not like any other sport. You got a series to win. So 4-game series. You were there? Yeah. It's a beautiful ballpark, man. Oh, tomorrow. You're gonna be there tomorrow. Okay. It's a beautiful park, man. Like, I can't hold you. Like, the K is a nice park, man. I used to be there all the time. Like I said, my wife worked there, man, and I was working there for a moment. But it's a beautiful park, man. So you'll enjoy yourself, Willie. When your mom's is a Miami basketball. yeah, but Pope, man, you know these kids sometimes. Sometimes they want to leave. Sometimes they don't want to do what my parents did. You know, I don't want to do that. I want to go explore. I've been here all my life. I want to go wherever. You know, sometimes that's what they do, man. And it's not anybody's fault. It's not like, you know, Miami's not putting the full court press on them or whatever. But it's just, I want to go. I know this is not a Miami related question, but how are you and your wife doing preparing for your daughter college? And all right, so yeah. You know, it's a little emotional because she's going to Temple. We all know she's going to Temple. She's going to Philly. I'm not a fan of Philly like that. Temple, man, it's a little difficult, you know, but it is what it is. She's a smart girl, so she'll be able to figure it out. But, you know, it's not here yet. So we're gonna enjoy the time until she has to leave, man. So Jay, I like Canesville, but the Dime Life is not. Yeah, Dime Life spot is nice too, man. I've been there. It's small. It's very small. But you order So we ordered something and then we had to go down there and pick it up. But it's cool, man. And DJ Williams is always in the spot. He always in the spot greeting people, man. And when we were there last time, Rumpf was in there picking up some stuff. So yeah, it's a cool little spot, man. It's a cool little spot. I like Dime Life. Yeah. So let me ask y'all a question, man. Let me ask y'all a serious question. Talk about the running back position. The running back position, we have Mark Fletcher and Jordan Lau should be the 1 and 2, right? Jordan Lau got about, a few snaps last year, but it was mainly the Martinez and Mark Fletcher show. Mark Fletcher goes through his first spring fully healthy, no issues, ready to rock. Jordan Lau looking bigger, stronger, probably faster. Who gets the most carries? Who has the better stats? Who has the most yards? Who has the most touchdowns out of those two? Let me know, man. Let me know what y'all feeling. Some kids like freezing their ass off. Instead of representing home. Yeah, that's wild to me. And you know what's wild to me, man? It feels like I always thought that like Miami kids would be the most I'm repping home kids ever. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been a few kids that's like, yo, man, I'm repping. Duke Johnson was like, I'm repping. Ruben Bain was like, I'm repping. But it feels like to me that Miami kids, like, I'm from New York, man. If there was a major institution in New York City to go play football at, I would have been there. Like, I would have stayed there. I'm repping. I would have stayed there, man. And it seems like a lot of these, it seems like a good amount of kids in down south in Miami, man, don't want to rep like they do, in other states and other schools. That's crazy to me. But Willie, Fletcher more carries, Lau more yards, but Fletch more TDs. Okay. I hear you. Harder Sports, Mark most TDs, Lau most yards and explosives. Shout out to Joey for holding it down for the boy. Thank you, Hart, man. Appreciate you. Harder Sports. Mark gonna have the most TDs, Jordan gonna have the most yards. Okay. Seems like that's the Fletcher most carries and TDs. Lau gets the most yards. Oh, okay. Lau for sure. Fletcher fumble a problem. You digging something up, Big Kane. That has been a problem. That has been a problem. It even reared its ugly head in the spring game. I actually think he fumbled a couple of times in the spring game, but it's neither here nor there. I'm sure he'll figure that out. I'm sure that's been an emphasis this offseason. Yeah, I'm sure he'll figure that out, man. There's no reason he should be fumbling like that. It's really a lot of times trying to get extra yards, trying to break tackles. But I'm sure he'll figure that out. Man. Fletcher, so the consensus is that Fletcher will have the most yards and the most touchdowns because the thought is he'll be in as a short yardage back and, he'll be near the goal line more and he'll get more yards. But Jordan Lau is not a little dude, man. Fletcher's just taller. Jordan Lau is built, from the ground. Like he's bottom heavy, man. So he may get touches. What if Sharmar Brown is the goal line back? What if he gets the most touches down there? I know I didn't include him, but what if he gets the most touches down there? Uh-oh, I heard a boop. I heard a boop. Hold on. Let me bring. Don't. This dude just be popping in, man. He's impatient. He don't wanna. He just wanna pop in mid sentence. So let me bring somebody in. You know, he's a boss now. He got mad job offers. You know, we're not gonna tap his pockets, but he's getting NIL offers. You know, he's getting NIL offers. You know what I mean? Let's bring in Benny. Bring in Benny.
For the record, I 100% feel like you tap on my pockets.
Why you not on the why are you not here? Okay. I had a
fam.
delay like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You getting NIL offers, son. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Listen,
you know,
I feel like you just said I'm not tapping pockets, but
I didn't say the numbers. I didn't say what I thought the numbers is. I don't know that, but I'll spread some rumors, son. You know what I mean?
we're not above lying. Like
I'll spread some rumors, son. You know what I mean? You
we're
have
not
cats
above
looking at
lying.
you funny in the tailgates. If I start talking,
them look like custom J's. What kind of?
Yeah, they be sizing you up, son. You know what I mean? Barbers be trying to charge you $3,000 for a haircut. Yo, that'd be $3,000.
It's already expensive. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. My barber just raised his prices too. Well worth it. Shout out to my barber. Nah, man, Poke already throwing out numbers. You know what I'm saying? 2.5.
Facts.
What's popping, fam? What's popping? Thank you. Appreciate you holding it down, man. Doing your thing. According to my sources here. What's the deal?
What
the chat talking about?
Yeah, so the question was, regarding the running back room. Jordan Lau, Mark Fletcher, who gets the most carries, who has the most yards, and who has the most touchdowns. And the consensus is that Fletcher starts, he gets the most yards and touchdowns. No, he gets the most touchdowns. But Fletcher has the more yards because he'll have more explosive runs. That's the consensus. But I was saying don't sleep on Fletch down at the goal line because, I think it's because Mark Fletcher is the bigger back, and he'll get more goal line touches. But Lyle is big, man. Lyle ain't no little dude. He's just not as tall as Fletcher. But Lyle is a beast, and the receiving component out the backfield. Lyle, may get some touches out the backfield. So,
Yeah. I think Lyle has the most yards. I think Fletch has the most touchdowns, but it's not by a lot. Like I'm thinking like 12 and 10 type ish. You know what I'm saying? I think because I think we're gonna run the ball a lot more. I
ain't gonna hold you. I think both of those guys run for 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
I really think, or it's close. Like, 1,109,
80 or something
like that. Yeah, I think it's I think both get 1,000 yards in my opinion, and I think Shamar Brown, gets him
probably
about 400 or 500.
Yeah. Because we shouldn't. I say this now because I'm projecting the defense to be better. We're in games that we're not so close in that we have to have our starting quarterback in late, and you're able to roll. You know what I'm saying? Your starters in, so you're able to rotate those guys. We should have games that we should dominate in. That's where I see Shamar Brown getting more and more of those snaps. You know what I'm saying? More of that play. I can see Shamar Brown having easily, like, not I want to say easily, but at least 450 to 500 yards.
Yeah.
Because because that defense is going to be tired because they've had to handle, Fletch and Lau the whole game, and they got Shamar jumping through. Yeah, I think Jake, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. 1,000.
Around there. Yep.
Leading rusher. You got Lyle at 1,100, according to your sources.
I think Lyle's gonna go for 1,000. I'm more confident in him going for 1,000 than Fletch, just because of the big play capability, right? They both have big play capability, but I think Lyle's just a little bit more niftier. You know, he gets in and out of breaks a little bit better.
Little more wiggle.
A little more wiggle.
Yeah.
And he has the long speed. He'll take it. He knows how to find the daylight. So
Nice.
I think he'll rush for more yards. But
Can I ask a semi-controversial question? Do you think because look, let's keep it a buck. If Fletch continues,
we already talked about it. Relax. Don't do that, son. We already touched on it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking, like, does that diminish? I don't know. I'm not gonna say drop him back, but does that lessen the split of the amount of carries?
I said he's gonna handle that this season, man. He ain't gonna have those issues. He's well aware. I'm sure Coach Merritt is well aware, and I'm sure that they're working on it and they're gonna take care of it. I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
I had to hold him like Tiki Barber. You know what I'm saying? Remember,
hey, man, that's how you're supposed to hold it. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hold it.
But again, it's really there's no good fumbles, but effort fumbles. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get an extra yard, and somebody poke. But he still got to handle that. There's no reason, man. Like I know he probably has big hands. He's tall. He should be able to grip that ball, man. So
yeah, man. And it's crazy because like the amount of carries, the percentages of fumbles that he have per the amount of carries isn't actually that high, but you just remember the fumbles. And then he probably gets, 10, 15 carries, however many he got last year, with RB1 getting majority of the carries, but you just remember the fumbles because they're costly. Because especially last year,
certain situations like Louisville, it could have been tragic. Which
it ended up being. That ended up being tragic. Like we had back, I think it was like, wasn't it like back? We had 2 fumbles in that game, X and Fletch. So
Louisville or Syracuse? You said Louisville.
Oh no, Syracuse was the
Syracuse
was
talking about. Yeah,
but the
Syracuse it wound up being but he fumbled at Louisville too. That almost cost us. Yeah.
And it was the same thing as the first time, like as the other fumble. Like it's the effort is like he's trying to get a couple extra yards. Man, double up, double up, hold them bad boys, man. Yeah. So he doesn't continue. He doesn't fumble like once a game. I think we're trying to put it out there like he fumbles every single time he has the ball and he doesn't.
Nah.
So it's not like that. I do want to address this question that
Mo, what up?
I'll be the ones closest to you. My guy Poke says, how many Clippers did your barber brand through covering all that real estate? Like, listen,
Louise.
Why is that?
See, I didn't even, I wasn't even on it like that, man.
Yeah, like, no, but it's cool. Like, we just talked, we had a nice conversation earlier, talking about, we need to hang, we need to chill, kick it like family. This is what your family does. You know what I'm saying? With friends like these, who needs enemies? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, a lot, fam. Like, it's well established that it's not a game. All right. Obviously, a lot. Shout out to my guy. I have a comeback, but I'm gonna be respectful, my guy, because he's not here, and the back and forth phase isn't the same. Willie asked, how many fumbles did he have last year? I don't think it was.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like 4 because I felt like I looked it up. And
4 in total last year. Shit, I thought it was 4 in total.
4 last year, yeah.
What you mean? I thought it was like 2 last year and 2 the year before, because I thought he had 2 as a freshman.
Hold up.
Yeah. The most costly fumbles XQs. And it's not that costly if we have a defense. That's why that's, you know what I'm saying, under a microscope, because we know we can't stop them and we just gave them an extra possession. Like that's it just happened, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He fumbled 3 straight games.
Fumbles.
I'm not counting spring.
3.
Not counting spring.
He fumbled 3 times in 2024.
Whew. Okay, that's too much. And Damian Martinez didn't fumble at all, right?
And he lost 2.
No. Yeah.
Louisville, Florida State, and Iowa State.
Jesus, he fumbled in the bowl game? Okay, yeah.
You making it worse. You making it worse than it is, son.
I'm reacting to the new
He had
information.
112 carries.
Okay, so 3. What's the percentage on that? Somebody in the chat. AI, yeah. What's the percentage on that of fumbles? 3 fumbles, 112 carries. That's less than 1%, right? Like just off top.
No, that's
Yeah.
I don't think it's less than 1%. No, I don't think that's less than 1%.
So, I hope not. The first play against he dropped him. He dropped. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want it to be a thing where like, and it was returned for a TD. Jesus, yeah, that's not. It's even worse. But yeah, man, yeah, it's crazy. Yo, shout out to the graphic department, aka Poke. You know what I'm saying? Dropping that fire on our social media. And make sure y'all follow us on everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think we're on TikTok. Shout out to Employee of the Month. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our Employee of the Month. Running our social media, doing her thing. Appreciate you.
Yup. She knocking it out.
Swerve says, extra so reliable. He became a turnover machine at the end of the season. Did he though? Like a machine sounds like a little bit more extended. One bad fumble, and then he didn't play the bowl game. He still also had that crazy catch against Virginia Tech that saved our season on that 4th and 5 early. Saved our season early. He caught it off, literally sitting on his ass. So I'm not gonna be too tough on X, and also killing it at Titans camp, like we knew he would. You know what I'm saying? Shut up.
Yeah, buddy.
Starting, we have nothing. Ain't gonna hold you up. Starting, we have nothing to do with how great that is. That is completely. I don't have TikTok. You heard as a TikTok. That's purely.
I don't have TikTok either.
That's purely on management. You know what I'm saying? Our social media manager on that side. So dope to that.
Yeah, I'm considering downloading that app on my phone just so I can log into the TikTok. I mean the You Heard account. And that is all.
Yeah.
But
speaking of our You Heard account, let's do this real quick. Speaking of the You Heard account, hold on. I'm gonna get there. Where is it? Excuse me. Pardon me. Shake my hand. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Scan the QR code for merch. It takes you guys right to our website. If you want to follow us on TikTok, find us anywhere you get. I'm saying if you listen to the podcast, because we're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Scan that right there. There's probably something disrespectful in the comments. I'm gonna address it in a second. Scan that right there. We're dropping something on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Dropping another one of the lead. Yeah, we are. I think it's the second week. Yeah. 2 weeks.
Are we? Okay.
We are. Yeah, we haven't decided what that is yet because we decided as a team. But yeah, we dropping something else. Go right there, man. All the links to all our podcasts, all our social media will be right there. Appreciate y'all. What else we got in the comments? Somebody roasting. What we talking about? Sterling says stop being old heads, fam. I'm washed. I don't if you don't find me on Twitter, I'm not anywhere, dog. I'm not anywhere.
I don't want it, man. I have enough. I think Twitter, I'm not calling it X. I think Twitter and Instagram is enough. And I still have Facebook. I think that's enough.
Facebook. Probably still call it the Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite movies, man. The Social Network. I watch that every time it come on, man.
Facts. Easily.
One of my movies.
Yo, shout out. Obviously, wasn't here at the beginning, but shout out to our new commits. Shout out to Tyson Bacon. Shout out to Canon Pickett. You know what I'm saying? I know Joe already addressed it. I didn't even have to watch that to know that. So that's, you know what I'm saying? The trenches is getting crazy, and the work ain't done, man. The work is not done. Big Kane asks, how much you think Moore plays wide receiver?
I think he plays a good amount, man, because this ain't last year, right? So
you don't have proven. You don't have any provens.
Yeah, so I think on the outside you got CJ Daniels and JoJo, but I think Josh Moore is the third one up on the outside. Like, so I think if you have different sets you can run too, man. I really hope they have JoJo in the slot a little bit. You know what I mean? I hope they move him around and have him in the slot a little bit. Then you have CJ Daniels and Josh Moore on the outside. I think that'd be something worth pursuing, but we'll see.
Ooh, Adrian Pressey. Yeah, shout out to Adrian Pressey, man. And all up in the chat, all up in the comments. Appreciate you. Says I got a question. Do we think JoJo can have Amon Richards type season as a first time starter? Ooh. Ooh,
I hope so, man. I hope so. Because Amon Richards was a damn problem, man. So I hope so. I really hope so, man. I hope so. I think what I do think though with the running game and the O-line, I think the receivers should be able to eat because I think they're gonna get a lot of one-on-one opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in one-on-one, JoJo should be able to dominate.
You got to make him pay.
One-on-one,
yeah, you got to make him pay. You got to make him pay 100%. You can't just let them get away with it, man, because you can't get disrespected and just be cool with that shit. F that. Try not to curse anymore, Joe. As much. Josh Moore will be a starter, in my opinion. Too talented to keep out the field, given the talent level in the room. Look, if you go back and watch some of last season, I'll say this, and not because I've been talking about it, there was rotation at receiver. Like game 1 against that team up in Gainesville, Ray got on the field. I'm not gonna address that other shit. That I'm not addressing that corny shit that dude was doing. Ray was on the field in the first couple of drives. You know what I'm saying? He got snaps. Like there was rotation. That might not have been the read for Cam. You know what I'm saying? So the rotation happened. Now you have no choice that you have to rotate.
Yeah, and I think that could have just been the atmosphere and the heat, and you wanted some receivers in there. You know what I mean? Some rotation in there. For that game. But who knows?
I got Anthony Manzano in the building. Always got the questions. Says Benny, with JoJo specifically, do you see him in the long run being more of a slot receiver than a boundary, with us having Josh Moore possibly bringing in Tristan Keys in the 2026 class? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know exactly what JoJo is. All I have is stories of what JoJo might be. You know what I'm saying? Like people say he's cold. It was a conversation we have with people all the time. I don't know what JoJo is. I don't know where he's could be the best on the field. I think it could be the slot, but I don't have much data to. It's all like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just generalizing, kind of giving an idea. I have no idea. I don't know where he's successful at. He might be better in the slot because he is a smaller size receiver. I'm saying he's on a bigger frame. Yes, he's taller, but he doesn't have the bigger frame. Could he be more Ryan Williams? I'm saying Ryan Williams is kind of like in that body frame, right? If we take the other number 1 receiver from Ohio State out of it, that's the freak of nature. It's basically Megatron. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different. But in the slimmer side, is he possibly more of a Ryan Williams? I don't even know if JoJo got breakaway speed. Like I know he could stiff arm you and, you know what I'm saying, keep you away from because of his arm length. I know that. I saw that at the bowl game, but I have no idea which position he's going to be most successful at. And I think they need to figure out all of it, and not just in fall camp when the lights are real. So.
I think that's a good position to be in, though, because I think he can do both. You know, I think you can move him around. Like, I think keeping it a buck, I think you provide mismatches with everybody doing both. I think I believe in kind of positionless football for real. Like, I think anybody can play slot, and I think anybody can play outside. I don't believe there should be a designated slot, designated outside receivers. I think you could put JoJo in the slot. I think you could put Josh Moore in the slot because that those are mismatches, right? You put JoJo in the slot. You have a safety that got to come down, or a nickel that got to come down, or you get caught with a big safety on them or something like that. Like that's gonna be crazy. You put Malley on the outside and you got a big corner on him, you
You're not gonna
know,
be fast
he
enough.
could probably do dirt. He could probably do him dirty. You know, you never know. So I think you definitely move people around and play with those kind of combinations on offense. Because that's what I experienced. You know, that's what I experienced in college. Like everybody played every wide receiver position. We had 4 receivers. Everybody played the slot. I was in the slot. I was on the outside. You know what I mean? So
and if y'all have never met Joe in person, Joe is 6'2", probably 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Like
I wasn't. I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I got bigger as a So when I first went to college, I was like 6'2", 175. I was a pencil. You know what I mean? And then they introduced creatine into my diet, and then I become 6'2", 215. You know, overnight. You know, so
facts.
But
hey man, that's chat going crazy. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go support. I got Willie Diamonds, Willie Falcone. He'll be live tonight at 9:30. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Adrian Pressey says we need Malachi to be that start like as was last year. He got that shiftiness. Here's my yes, I agree with you, Press. But here's my thing about this, right? Is that he's still a freshman. Right? Like let's not put X wasn't X as a freshman. It took 4 years. If y'all remember, we did a show when we got Ray. I remember vividly because there's a thumbnail on our channel right now that said, should Ray start over X? Because X coming into the year, because it was the same year we got KB. The year we got X and we got Ray, it was like, yo, maybe we need Ray to take that start because X hadn't become X yet. He was Xavier. If we're keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like he hadn't hit that leap because he was falling for every catch. He developed into that. He developed into a multiple time 1,000-yard receiver. That shit took time. So I'm not saying he can't be that now. He could definitely be ahead of the time, like his Mally's like that. But he's also 17. He's graduated a year early. Like those are factors into that. But I'm not disagreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like let's not put that on. What you reading, Joey? What you screen? You need the font bigger?
No, I'm reading Anthony. Anthony put a long drum in.
Yeah, he be writing.
It seems though that college football now, these coaches are preparing these kids to be with the scout for the scouts to see them so they can get to the league. They're preparing kids to get to the league. If JoJo is made to be a slot, shouldn't he be a slot? Nah, I think it shows versatility. I mean, you can do both. Like you can be in the league and do both. They're gonna use you in the league. The league is gonna use you how you're supposed to be used. You know.
Yep.
So depending on where he goes, depending on the team he goes to in the league, if they want him to be a slot, they're going to make him a slot. If they want him to be both, if they think he's versatile enough, they'll play him in the slot. They'll play him on the outside. They'll move him around.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I got nothing else to add on that. Jacoby says, I'll get to that one. I'm here to say Mally will supersede our expectations. I hope so. I saw him. I saw him live during his state title run. Mally is like that. Mally didn't even play the first half and came in and balled out as a quarterback when DL got hurt.
So I know spring, man. The spring,
he's a problem. I'm not diminishing that at all. I'm just saying sometimes it takes time, and we have to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying it can't be like, yo, he's got to be X right away. That's all I'm saying.
I think he's going to get busy, and I think he has the potential. I do think playing the slot, though, especially in this offense, requires experience. You know what I mean? Like the slot, there's nuances in the slot.
Yep.
You gotta read the zone. You gotta know where to sit. You gotta kind of boogie in there. You gotta know, the windows and when to show your numbers, and it's kind of, you got to develop that feel that takes time to develop. But I'm definitely not gonna say he won't develop that feel early. He may. You know what I mean?
He definitely could.
I'm not here to put a limit on anybody. He may.
He might be figuring it out all right now. You know what I'm saying? Studying film like crazy, watching X, seeing how they have multiple 1,000-yard receivers in this offense. There's no doubt. Swerve asked, and I think we'll have to take a couple more questions before we get up out of here. Swerve asked, do we even have a 4th receiver in the room? We used to be known for burners, and now we can't even get one in the fold that we can take off top of defense. I'll let our resident wide receiver.
We talked about that already, man. I talk about that all the time. Just the team speed in general, I think, is lacking. Period. All over the field, man. So, I don't know who's fast. People are fast in the 40, but not fast on the field. People are fast on the field, not fast in the 40, man. Jerry Rice ran a 4.7, 4.8, but when he caught that quick slant, nobody was catching him.
Nobody caught him.
So, I don't know. Hopefully, we have players with team speed, with on the field speed.
Yes, on the field speed.
That's all.
We shall see. It's gonna be. It's a whole new secondary, whole new receiving core. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where you see.
There's definitely no Philip Dorsett out there. No, Philip Dorsett. No Philip Dorsett. Fast as shit.
Well, that dude would just run by everybody. He hit the caps lock on the chat. Shout out to Adrian Press.
This is facts.
We don't. We don't have the time to wait. Honestly, some would prefer. All of them need to be ready to contribute. The season will depend on them, and Carson's success truly will. 100%.
That's facts, Adrian. And again, I'll say it again. If you've been on campus since January, your ass need to be ready.
You ain't a freshman.
Your ass need to be ready. Yeah. 8 months in the system, in the weight room, in college.
In the playbook, in the film room.
Yeah.
Jeff Thomas.
Oh, man. What could have been? That was one of my favorite guys, man. I forgot
he got kicked off the team, then brought back. Like that.
That was one of my favorite dudes.
He got kicked off the team, I think, the same year that Gerald Willis got kicked off the team, and then they both came back. So, yeah. All right, last question, Anthony. Let's see what you got here. Joey and Ben, do you guys think when it comes to JoJo, his speed gets underrated because he's a big guy like you said, he's 6'3"? JoJo 6'3"?
I don't know about that. He look about 6'1" to me.
You look about 6'1". Those guys usually have longer strides. Ant-Man, bro, I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know what his speed is, bro. Like if we keep it, all we have is the Iowa State catch. Like we don't have anything other than that. So I don't know how fast he is. I didn't see him in spring. So there's all I hear is like, yo, he's like that. He's like, okay, he's like something I haven't seen yet though. Like I have no mental footage. I can't go to a highlight tape. Like I'm not gonna watch his huddle for Chaminade. Like that's not the same shit. So I don't know. Yeah. So Poke does shout out to our, you know what I'm saying? Poke says now he's about 6 foot. He's not. Josh Moore is 6'4" though, right? Like that's legit.
Legitimate
6'4". Jeff Thomas, dog. Damn, that one hit, boy. That one so cold from, what was it, Illinois? We got him from Illinois, right?
Missouri,
okay.
St. Louis. That's one person I would insert into this offense right now, Jeff Thomas.
Right now. 1,700 yards easy as a slot. Easy. As a slot, crazy. What y'all think of my take of him being wide receiver Travis Hunter? We're saying, what was your earlier question? I saw something, but the chat was going crazy. You're saying that JoJo could be Travis Hunter? Yeah, JoJo has some Travis Hunter in him at wide receiver. I don't know. Joe knows.
What keep saying?
Joe knows. I always fan like.
Haven't seen him in college, man. I don't know.
It sounds like we're being dismissive or negative about it. We don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Like how much can you can't go to YouTube right now and be like, yo, let me check his highlights. There's nothing to look at. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. All right, Joe, you got anything else before we get up out of here?
Nope. Hopefully we get a couple more commits, man. We got again. Calvin Russell got to get locked down this weekend, man. Whatever it is, it got to be.
July 5th, right? Commitment date?
Yeah, he decides July 5th. That is a Saturday. That's a Saturday, man.
Is that his mother's birthday?
I don't know what it is, but I'll be in Kansas. I'll be in Kansas City that weekend. You know what I mean? So hopefully, I can talk a little stuff in Kansas City, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, FTW. Look, we're not gonna gas you up, dog. Like, just because we like it, we're not gonna be like, yo, he's the greatest. Like, no, I don't know, dog. Like, I don't know about the second. We'll close it out with this. I don't know about the secondary. I don't know about the linebackers. I don't know about these wide receivers. If I told you I did, I'd be lying to you, and that's not what we do here. That's not what we do here at all. We have honest conversations about real shit. Hey, man, appreciate y'all so much. Joe, appreciate you holding it down the first.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a birthday. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, we're trying to make moves, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all on Sunday. Remember, every Wednesday and Sunday at 6. We live. The whole squad will be back on Sunday. Appreciate y'all, man. Be good. Be safe. Holla.
Thanks for watching. You heard. Thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. You already know every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. You already know every Sunday, right on time. You already know. You already know.